It's the starting five. It's the first time in like 10 months that we've done a starting five. For those of you who are new to the show and don't know what the starting five is, this is a short sleepers episode that drops on our YouTube channel every Monday and Friday, roughly 20 minutes in length, pending any Carter Elliott rants that he has to get off his chest. So apparently you have one to get off your chest today.
I do, but I also want to start by saying that Greg is sick, folks. Greg's fighting through pain right now. Greg, unfortunately, has tested positive for the vid, and he's tired.
That's a HIPAA violation. We're just out here violating HIPAA on a Monday morning.
Okay.
Really?
When I had it, back in March, when it was taking the country by storm, you made a joke about how my taste in jerseys is reflecting my taste currently because I couldn't taste or smell.
So you're saying that I'm late to the game? Like I'm just a swag copper? Like now I get COVID and it's not even cool anymore?
I feel like you're just trying to be different. Like you're just, I don't know. But in all seriousness, I'm happy that you are doing this, and I'm sure you'll bounce back, big fella.
Just note that between the two of us, the one who has COVID's voice still sounds better than the one who doesn't have COVID and is fully healthy.
Well, that's going to happen whenever you record with me between the hours of 8 a.m. and like 10:30, because my humidifier in my room is broken. So I wake up in shambles usually. So yeah, we'll be okay. But let's get to some actual stuff instead of me and you just going through it.
We can get to the actual stuff, but first, you were at a wedding this weekend, and I was told from sources that there was no liquor at said wedding. Your comments?
Yeah, it's not for me. I feel like that decision should be in the hands of whoever attends the wedding. I feel like you got to give the tools, and people got to decide from there. I don't like decisions being made for me. So it's just not my cup of tea. Of course, also not my wedding. Do what you please at your wedding. I had liquor at mine. I suggest everyone has liquor at theirs. It enhances the experience for those who want it, and for those who don't, they can move on to other items. But it must be an option in my book.
Yeah, Car, I was an attendant at your wedding, attendee at your wedding. And I can say,
you were in it.
Full confirmation, Cart. There was an equal number of bottles of liquor as there were Zac Brown band songs played at your wedding. And that was quite a few, my friend. So
was there actually a lot of Zac Brown band
song? I'll tell you, you were unaware of music that was being played at your wedding. I'm telling you.
I was completely unaware.
All right, let's get into the topics. 5 of them, thus the name, the starting 5. First one, NBA play-ins. Car, I don't know about you, but I feel like I have to flip a switch to go from like college hoops mode into NBA mode. But the timing of that is pretty nice because the fact that the playoffs are just here right now is great. Pistons got a bottom 3 finish, meaning they have the best odds in the lottery. Thank you, Troy Weaver, and everybody involved. But now we have the games before the playoffs, Car, which is the NBA play-in structure, which I knew this, but it seems like the most convoluted structure ever. We got the Cavs and the Nets playing for the 7th seed, then the Clippers and the Wolves playing for the 7th seed, and then the loser of that plays the winner of Hornets Hawks and winner of Spurs Pelicans. Just seems like a lot of hoops to jump through just to get to like an 8-team playoff first round. What do you think?
Yeah, so as far as just having to lock into the NBA playoffs coming up, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. For me, recently over the years, I watched regular season NBA, but dudes really lock in the playoffs, and the playoffs is a whole different breed. You have dudes that have unreal numbers in the regular season, and then when it comes to playoff time, they tighten up. It's a whole different level of ball. I'm intrigued with a lot of these matchups, but also on another hand, I'm scared. What if somehow the Pelicans end up in the playoffs and we don't get a Wolves or even the Clippers, now that they're getting fully healthy, into the playoffs? I feel like that's a loss for the NBA and for NBA fans in general. And then in the East, all 4 of the, I'd say all 4 of the teams I want to be in the playoffs. I don't mind any of those teams. I'd be sad. It'd be nice to see LaMelo and them get in this year, but also players like Trae Young as well. I think it's pretty cut and dry though. Like I think the Nets get it done and win that first game to get the 7th seed. Now, as far as the 8th seed, I don't know. I'm leaning Hornets, but I feel like that's going to come back to bite me. Just like I leaned Hornets last year, and they got absolutely smacked in the playing game.
Yeah, I am fading the Hornets in all spots here.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't trust them. I mean, poor Max Wheezy out there. But like, yeah, I don't trust him. LaMelo's good. I feel like beyond LaMelo, they just have a bunch of dudes. Like, is Terry Rozier really a guy still? Like, are we really doing that again and again? Miles Bridges has gotten a lot better, but like, I don't know. I'm just out on the Hornets until they're like solidly in the playoffs. And Miles Bridges is going to leave anyway, so that's going to happen before they ever get to the point where they're solidly in the playoffs. The Cavs are a fun story. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing them, but I need Hawks Nets, if we're being honest. Like what Trae Young did in the playoffs last year, you're really telling me you don't want to see that in a 7-game series? Really? Like, let's not flirt with some plucky up and coming team over Trae Young, who could just go nuclear at any given point in the playoffs.
How would you get Hawks Nets in a 7-game series?
I'm not saying we would get. I'm saying the Hawks need to win a game just to get the 8 seed.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're saying you need those teams firmly in the playoffs playing a 7-game series. I agree with that. Yes. Yeah. I want Trae Young. I want KD. I want Kyrie. I want all those guys to be in 7-game series. That's the best case scenario.
Like, thank you, Hornets and Cavs, for coming out. I appreciate you. You had good seasons. But like, no. Like, give me Trae Young. Give me star power in the playoffs. And then in the West, I think I want the Wolves. It kind of feels like it's the Wolves' time. Like, not to make a bad parallel card, but I feel like the Wolves were on the Pistons plan of just being like a horrible franchise with horrible ownership and horrible players time after time after time. They would occasionally get 1 to 2 good players and then they would leave. Like, the Wolves have sort of figured it out. They took a shot on D'Angelo Russell, but they really drafted their guy and Cat, and then they got Anthony Edwards. Like, they just kind of built and built and built, and finally they're in a spot where they could make a little bit of a run. I'd like to see them in the playoffs, and then I don't care who gets the 8 seed between Clippers, Pelicans, and Spurs. Just, I hope it's not the Spurs, because that team stinks, and I'm sick of that franchise.
That's facts. Like, I don't even want to see the Pelicans. I honestly don't want to see the 9-10 at all. And I don't think the NBA is going to let that happen either. Adam Silver will call in the fix.
Which leads back to the point, though, like, do we really need this convoluted play-in structure with a bunch of bad teams?
Not really, no.
Like, I don't understand what the benefit of this is, other than, like, it gives Trae Young a chance to get in. I could do without the rest of this. I don't care.
Yeah, this to me is like the duality of like the good of the playing game and the bad. Like, there's no reason that the Pelicans and the Spurs should be like fighting for a playoff spot in this playing game. Like, that stinks. But like, on the other hand, the East, it's dope because we can get like LaMelo or Trae Young in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's the playing for me is still not like the thing that I get excited about. I don't really care like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm officially out on the play-in. But if we get a classic on Wednesday, then maybe I'll change my mind. We'll do more play-off stuff in future starting 5 episodes. We'll let the play-in results happen, and then we'll get into our picks and discussion of all of that for the rest of the playoffs. Moving to topic number 2, the Masters was this weekend. Scottie Scheffler, the #1 golfer in the world, held serve and won the Masters in dominant fashion. If you were ranking the best golfers in the world as little as 6 weeks ago, Scottie Scheffler would not be in the conversation. And now he's won 4 of his last 6 tournaments and like $12 million in the process. How much Masters did you watch? I know you were at the wedding, but did you get to see any of that?
No, I mean, so I watched most of it when I wasn't at the wedding or in the house. And I mean, that man was locked in on another level. And then on Sunday, I thought that he was going to feel the pressure a little bit. He started to feel it, and he was still able to hold serve, and he won comfortably, which as a fan, it kind of sucked. I was ready to see a classic between him and Cam Smith down the stretch. But there's 2 big developments for me in the Masters. One, I will never, as a person, complain about like being too tired or being too hungover to play 18. when Tiger just played the whole Masters after almost dying 14 months ago. So congratulations to him on that. That was an impressive feat by itself. And I officially have a what?
Can I ask a question?
Do you want to hear my second point first or no?
It's about your first point, but I guess I can.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Did he really almost die?
Yes. Yes, he almost died.
If he really almost died, how is he doing this?
Because he was in a car crash. He did you see the car?
I saw the car.
Yeah.
What was he looking like after the crash?
He almost lost his leg.
Do we know that for sure? Is all I'm asking.
Yes, we do.
This isn't like a little bit of like a marketing thing. Like
no,
Gregory. It really was, so he can come back and
have.
Good
Lord.
I'm just wondering. I'm truly just wondering.
Take the 3-eye head off. All right. No, this is not a marketing media ploy right here. This was real.
Genius one if it was. I thought my man was never gonna golf again, and then here he is like making it through a bad round of golf.
Some are built different.
I felt obligated to ask. Continue.
All right. Also, second biggest revelation. I have a new favorite golfer moving forward. Would you like to take a guess on who it is?
You've gone through the ringer of like novice favorite golfer picks. Like you started with Bryson, even though I told you that was a horrible pick. I don't know where you went after Bryson. I went
to Brooks.
Yeah, you went to Brooks, and then the frosted tips got to you.
And then I went to Morikawa for a little bit. Still a Morikawa fan.
If you say Justin Thomas, I'm going to be really angry. It's probably Rory.
No, it's not Rory either.
Who is it?
Shane Lowry.
This is why I hate you. Like, come on.
Why?
Why do you like Shane Lowry? Because he had one good round at the Masters and he's chubby. That's it. That's such a dumb pick. Like, oh, okay. I'll let you have your Lowry love. You'll be in.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite golfer. Why should my favorite golfer affect you?
Because your favorite golfer is not Shane Lowry. Like, you have to like multiple golfers without being like, that's my favorite every time Shane Lowry shoots a 69 on a Sunday.
Like, I know, but like he shoots a 69 and he's shaped like me. Like, how can I not resonate with that?
There's a lot of golfers that are shaped like you and me. Like, you don't have to like the hottest flavor of the month one. Sung Jae, Young Bull Sung Jae, he's shaped like us.
I mean, some might say, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't. My favorite golfer shouldn't affect you the way it does, but it always does.
No, because it's like me when I started choosing soccer teams and I knew nothing about it, and like I picked Chelsea, and that affected you for a couple of days. I remember that. Like, you were trying to guide me down the path of this is who to root for. I feel like that's what I've tried to serve in that role for you with golf, and
you just failed miserably.
It pierced my soul to hear you say on camera that Shane Lowry's your favorite golfer. Like, I'm just failing you if that's the case. Is anybody going to catch Scottie though? Like, do we really think this keeps up? Because he was dominant. Like, there was never a chance anybody was going to steal that tournament.
He was, but I still think there's opportunities for guys to keep up with him and play with him. I mean, shout out to Rory for his round yesterday. That was amazing to watch. I know you hated it because it was like he's down 25 and he was hooping, but I mean, he was hooping. I'm sorry.
That's the classic Rory. Like, the dude just waits until he's out of contention and then gives you all the flair and all the promise when it doesn't matter, and then celebrates like you won the cup anyway. Like, he's the ultimate silver medal golfer.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. I think that though Scottie is on top clearly, I still think there's guys on his level that can play with him. I just think he's the guy who's hot right now. I don't know if you feel the same way.
He is hot, that's for sure. I'm honestly rattled with how hot he is. Like, for him to win the match play thing, followed by the Masters in dominating like, you texted me on Sunday morning, like, is there any live bet value here? Like, anything we could sneak up on? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, there's value with the second, third place guy, but how can you bet against Scottie? And then I convinced us to bet against Scottie. And then that did. So, yeah, I will not ever bet against Scottie Scheffler again. That man is out of his mind. And it was fun to watch, even though it was boring because he was so good. Good
Yeah,
job.
true. That was the worst part. I wanted it to get, you know, I want a little chaos down the stretch, and we didn't really get much.
No
So
chaos. Also, big win for the name Scottie, I feel like. Like, when's the last time a Scottie did anything good?
I mean, he's still behind a couple people in Scottie rankings to me. He's like the third best Scottie that comes to my mind right now.
For the top two.
Like I'm going Scottie Reynolds, Scottie Barnes, and then Scottie Scheffler.
Okay. Big year for Scotties, I guess you could say. Scottie Barnes and Scottie Scheffler doing things. Big year.
The year of Scottie. Some are saying.
Scottie Lewis revival, maybe?
No.
All right. Number 3, the portal. There's a lot of ways we could go with the portal. Kenny Lofton Jr. is in the portal, though. That's one of your favorite players.
Yeah, he is. I'm hearing a lot of different schools going after him. Houston would be the one that I think I would love. Don't know necessarily how he would fit in that Houston system, just because they're always playing like high energy, balls to the wall bigs, and that are super athletic as well. But I still think they would find a way. I think Kelvin Sampson would be able to get him in elite shape, at least for his, by his standards. I'm not saying he's going to be like washboard abs, but I think that he could get in really good shape. What?
You think Kelvin Sampson would get Kenny Lofton Jr. in elite shape?
Yes.
A lot of credit to Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, I think Kelvin Sampson, his staff, Houston, and what they do as a basketball culture would really get him in, the best shape that he could be in. Okay. And I think that could be a deadly team if you get Sasser back. Like that team could be extremely good. So that's what I personally want to see. Also heard some UNC rumors as well. Feel like you do pretty well there. Maybe the exit of Baycott. So I don't know. I think he will be a very hot commodity, and that guy he's a bucket at the college level, and he's a good passer, rebounder, all that. On that U19 team that he played with Chet Holmgren, Wembyama, all those guys, he was the MVP, and he dominated in that tournament. In the tournament that had you sipping the Caleb Houston Kool-Aid. So this was, this is a player for real, and he's my hero because he's 275.
Well, that's why you can't learn anything from the U19 tournaments card, and that's why I would be very careful if I was a blue blood.
Well, no. Let me cut you off there. You can learn a lot from the U19 tournament because everybody else had an unreal year in the U19 tournament, except you're Canadian. Caleb
had a good year, by the way, for the record. If we're being very clear about that, 37% from 3 on a bunch of attempts, good year, very good year. And he's only going to have better years as he gets more help from other guys in the portal who will be named later. Look, I like Kenny Lofton Jr. I think he's a really good player. I don't think he's going to be like an All-American if he goes to a blue blood. I think he could be like a role player on those teams, but like I think he's significantly behind like where Nick Ward was defensively, and Nick Ward was damn near unplayable.
Am
I wrong there? I don't think I'm wrong there.
I disagree. I mean, are you just talking defensively?
Yeah, I'm only like offensively, he can do it all for sure at the highest level. But like, I think this kid is damn near unplayable at the high major level defensively. Which like is fine. He can be a role guy, but
he's quicker than he looks. He's got feet,
but he's not a shot blocker. And who's he guarding? Like if he's North Carolina's starting center trying to play 30 minutes a game next year, that's a bad thing for North Carolina. Same with Houston, with the style that they play. Like, can he be an off the bench guy and a bucket getter and make an impact? 100%. But like, if you're bringing Kenny Lofton in as your starting center at a team trying to win a national championship, that's not a good fit.
I think I disagree. Disagree to that point. I mean, do you think that Kenny Lofton is the best player in the portal right now?
No, I don't, because he's one-sided. Like, maybe the best offensive player, maybe, but we talk about find your level, dude. Like he's been at his level. Can he go up a level and be a guy? Yeah, but he's not going to be the guy at a higher level.
Yeah, I mean, he dominated in games that he played against high level guys.
He can score against the highest level, but
He can rebound against the highest level too.
gonna get torched, I think. We'll see. Also, I think it's really funny. His name is Kenny Lofton Jr. Like, I wish there were other players that were just like named after former other sport all stars. Like, I want like Alfonso Soriano Jr. to be like basketball star in the AAU circuit. That'd be fun. Real quick, Terrence Shannon rumors. It's rumored he wants Michigan. It's rumored that Michigan's admissions department is getting in the way of that. Do you want to laugh at that, or do you have any other comments?
No, I honestly I want to commend Michigan for putting academics first, because at the end of the day, you never know how long the ball is going to bounce, and these kids need this education, and we cannot put the beautiful game of basketball before the beauty of what is enhancing a young man's mind that's going to hold weight for him moving forward for the rest of his life. So credit to Michigan admissions for not folding. Hopefully the situation works out where they can make it happen. The credits can transfer, but as always, it's about having fun, staying healthy, and making sure that education comes first. So this feels like a moment where I really want to commend the University of Michigan for the steps that they're taking in this process and not cutting corners.
And on that note, let's move to topic number 4, which are rumors that Juwan Howard could be pursued as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I think it'd be a great move for him. I think that he has done pretty well in these past couple of years at Michigan. I mean, even in a year last year where it would be considered a down year for Michigan hoops, they were able to make it to the Sweet 16, and they were able to beat the likes of Tennessee, who was playing like one of the best teams in the country. And I think that I really don't know what Juwan has to prove at Michigan. I think that he's proved himself to be a good recruiter. He's proved himself to be a good coach. I think that he's ready for the next challenge. The itch of the NBA is there. He doesn't like his kids as much as people say. I think the Lakers would be a great move for him.
I enjoyed the last 60 seconds of you putting a Michigan hat on. Thank you for that. He's not going to the Lakers. Let's stop it. Like, Jace and Jet are both going to be on this roster within the next month. And this is the first time he's had an opportunity to coach these kids. Only time he will ever have the opportunity to coach these kids at the same time for the rest of their lives. He's not giving that up to go coach a 36-year-old washed up LeBron James with whatever like just munchkins he brings with him, Russell Westbrook and Malik Monk and a bunch of bums that can't even get into the play-in a 10 seed NBA playoffs right now. Like, let's just everybody breathe right now. I fully believe that Juwan might be number 1A on LeBron James's list, and that means something, and that scares me because LeBron gets his way. And if I'm LeBron, I probably want Juwan Howard as my coach at this point. After how many failed white dudes has LeBron James had? Like, call up my boy from Miami, bring him out West Coast. Let's rock. I got 3 years left. Let's see what we can make shake. But
yeah,
it's not.
In all seriousness, despite what I just said, I would literally put it at 0% chance that he goes coach the Lakers. I don't think that any NBA watch should be done until there are no more Howards left on the Michigan roster. Once that's done, then I think it's all bets off. I think the NBA move is imminent after they are gone. But he's not going to leave when he has his son coming in, and then he already has his son on the roster. If he left with Jet coming in, then there'll be some agendas cooked. There'll be some agendas cooked up on my behalf.
He's a worse family member than Jada Pinkett Smith if that happens. If we're being real. Look, can I throw one conspiracy theory out here?
Yes.
Juwan to the Lakers this offseason. John Beilein to Ann Arbor under a closed door conversation that says this is a 2-year plan. Beilein gets to come in and write the final chapter of his career because, again, he wrote himself out. He wrote himself to Cleveland. But John Beilein's not happy with the way any of that ended. He was ran out of the league. Here you go, John. You get 2 years. Juwan will be in Los Angeles with LeBron for 2 years. And then isn't that the timeline Bronny is entering the league? 2 years. So LeBron's going to leave LA. in 2 years. Juwan, go see what you can do. Juwan, get your flight right back to Ann Arbor in 2 years. JB will hold us down. JB will write his final chapter. And then Juwan just takes back what was his. Who says no to that?
Everybody. I mean, no, there's just, that was the most, I love you, you know I do, but like that was the most impossible, but like your dream scenario of all time, but that would never ever happen.
I mean, I would be here for the jokes and the memes of it, but I don't want that traitor stepping foot anywhere near Ann Arbor, if we're being honest. So he can take his talents and his family and his grandchildren back to Cleveland. Go Cavs. I'm still hurt. All right. Final topic. I don't know what this topic is. You said that I should call it fans.
Yeah, I just want to get like some quick bars off, and you can get your bars off as well. I absolutely hate that every single player, this goes for every fan base. I think every fan base does it. I think Michigan State fans do it a lot with point guard play necessarily. I saw it recently with Illinois fans doing it with their point guard play. There is absolutely zero reason for you to always have to compare players that come in to greats from the school previously. Like, why can't players just be extremely good players? Like Cassius Winston, probably, I mean, I can't remember me saying this or anything like this, but I just don't remember people being like, oh, Cassius is going to be the next Mateen Cleaves, or Cassius is going to be the next Magic Johnson. Shit, I think Tom Izzo made a comment about him having the passing ability of Magic Johnson. Like, shit like that just pisses me off. Just let the kid come in, be great. Sky Clark commits to Illinois. I think Sky Clark is going to be a great point guard for Illinois. And the first thing that happens is I scroll my timeline and I see nothing but pictures of the famous Illinois picture, the Luther Head, D. Brown, even the coach of Illinois, an assistant coach tweeted it. Like, just give it a rest. Just let the dude come in, be great, and he can be great and be himself. Or he could be compared to another player. You don't have to be, you don't always have to be compared to a great that came before you from the same school. It's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like this is shots at Illinois. This is not just shots at anybody. Like, because that Illinois,
but it's also the Michigan State too as well. Like, any point guard has a semi-good game, and all I hear is about, oh, got a little Cassius in him, got a little Mateen in him.
That's because your fan base is nutcases, and you know,
little magic in them, no AIDS. Like, it's just,
oh, God damn it. No, I think it's an Illinois thing, dude, because the amount of times we've seen the D. Brown, Luther Head, Darren Williams picture in the last 36 months is ridiculous. Like, yeah, Illinois has had some really fun, entertaining teams the last 3 seasons. Ayo Dosunmu and Kofi Coburn and Trent Frazier should never be compared to that backcourt, ever. And then the teams have only gotten worse since then. Like, if there was a team you were ever going to make comparisons with, it is the first one 3 years ago. It's not Kofi Coburn and Alfonso Plummer and Trent Frazier. It's not Sky Clark and Coleman Hawkins and whoever else is on the roster next year. Like, what are we doing? But I don't know. I just feel like Illinois fans, this is going to get me shit. Like, I almost got canceled because of Illinois fans a couple weeks ago. I just feel like Illinois fans don't know what success is like at all. They're so not used to it that anytime there's promise of a good season, they have to point back to the one time they won anything. Like, imagine if every time Michigan signed a top 100 recruit, I put the picture that Trey Burke shot up. Like, there's no point in doing that. Like, let your own stars be stars and let them have their moments and know that new moments are going to come. But the difference is, like, new moments come for us at Michigan. New moments come for you at Michigan State. New moments don't come for Illinois fans. There are no new moments ever. Like, so yeah, they got to fixate on the one from 22 years ago and make comparisons. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Also, Sky Clark is tough.
I know this is the Illinois conundrum.
I love Sky Clark.
We need to come up with a term for this, or like something to flesh out, because this is currently the Illinois conundrum. They keep getting players who I love. And I like Illinois uniforms. I like the Orange Crush. I love Ty Rogers. I like everything Illinois has done in the last 3 years. Literally, like I like Io, I like Kofi, I like Trent, I like Plummer, I like Sky Clark, I like Ty Rogers. I like everything they're doing.
You like Terrence Shannon.
Okay. I like Adam Miller too. And is it Brandon Murray, LSU's kid?
Brandon Murray, yeah.
Well, Illinois is getting all of them. I don't know if you've heard that. So be careful. But yeah, how do I square that? I like everything about Illinois. I just hate everything about Illinois.
I don't know how to square that.
We got to think.
I don't know if there is.
Yeah, we have to.
I don't know if there is any.
We have to think about that. Okay, I meant to ask this in the portal section. Final question of this episode. Could you build a national championship winning team from players in the portal?
No.
Like no
I think the portal's overall mid.
Like a Nigel Pack, Terrence Shannon, Adam Miller, Kenny Lofton, Fardaws. That's not a title potential team.
I mean, it's certainly a tournament team. It's certainly like a team that's making a run in the tournament. I just don't know if they're national title team. Because you need a guy, and a guy who's like been in those situations. Like who's that guy in those on that team?
Probably Nigel.
Yeah, and Nigel.
Terrence Shannon.
I don't even know
those situations.
Yes, but I don't know about his shot. I don't know about his shot creation.
Yeah, you don't like to give Terrence Shannon credit. As soon the day that Terrence Shannon commits somewhere other than Michigan,
no. Greg, we went over this. I don't want to get too deep into this, but I love Terrence Shannon. But the fact is that you want him for shot creation, and I don't think he's a shot creator. That's it. Otherwise, like I love everything about Terrence Shannon. If you got him, you should be extremely happy.
You'll swing around on that as soon as he commits to Illinois. We'll see. We'll talk in a couple weeks. All right. This was the Starting Five, episode 1 of season 2 of the Starting Five. You have pens?
This is Michigan State. This is me. Do something. Come on, do something.
Wait, they're going after Jalen Bridges, and they have a 33% chance at getting one wing to fill one of 3.
We're the only team in the country that instead of going to every part of the portal, we pick one out of the portal. We're like, all right, all in on him. That's it. Send the staff. Throw the book at him. No one else.
I don't know, Cart. It would require your staff to be doing things other than attending Dwayne Stevens' retirement parties.
Okay. Well, you got to keep this 20 minutes, right?
Just saying. I mean, are they? What? Does Dade Fife have a birthday party this week? Starting five.
They're meant to be 20 minutes, right?
We'll see you on Friday.